What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing some lights on my Infraction. I'm going to put some tail lights and possibly some underglow lights. I have to see how they look, but more than likely I'm going to do the underglow lights. I'll show you guys how I solder this stuff up and wire it, and yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so for this project, some of the things you will need: some lights. I have these labeled in blue and have some red ones in the package. Some extra wire, helping hands, some needle nose pliers, some flux paste, solder, and your soldering iron. I'm going to use some shoe glue. This is E6000, and some drywall tape to have the wires, or to bond the wires to the body. Alright guys, now that I have all my lights soldered up, I have two for the sides. These are all both blue. Then I have 3 red and 1 blue for the rear on both sides. Go ahead and get these things fitted up and see how much extra wire I'm going to need. Alright, as you can see, I have the front ones wired up like I showed you in the beginning of the video. In the rear, I do have my holes pre-drilled on both sides. I'll put 3 reds in the rear, 3 reds in the rear on this side. And I'm thinking about putting a blue here, and then 1 in the middle, and then I think I'm going to put 1 here facing that wheel well. So I'll have 1 on each wheel well, and then 1 coming to the ground out the middle of the truck. But I'm going to go ahead and get the reds in the rear and see how much more wire I'm going to need. Alright, so I just made 2 slits where I'm gonna solder the other 2 sets of blue wire to, and now I'm gonna peel it back to expose the wire, just like that. Sorry about that, guys. The camera died. I finished soldering everything up, and I got my heat shrink on here melted. Let's go ahead and give this thing a test. Now, I wouldn't suggest hooking these LEDs up to a 9-volt battery unless they have resistors on them. All of these LEDs have resistors, so it should be good. Alright, looks like we got them all. Alright, for this next part, I'm going to go ahead and get the lights in the body and get them ready to be shoe glued down. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to use this E6000, some drywall tape, and then I'll use this glove so I don't get it on my hands. I also might use some painter's tape to keep everything in place. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get started on that.
Time it is. Marvin Devine, Hoover, Axel, and you know how we do.
I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Fuck that, what they doing, keep on doing.
Alright guys, here's a quick little test of what it would look like at nighttime. I think I'm going to move the blue LEDs right here, actually behind the window stickers, so you can't see them as much. But I don't have like a really thick coating of paint on here, so it's going to glow regardless. This one right up here in the front wheel well, it does show exactly what I wanted to do. Kind of just light up the wheel. The rear, not so much. I'm gonna have to either bend that LED down so it points down, or figure something else out. But yeah, so far so good. The rear coming through just like I thought. It'll look even better when I get the stickers on. Yeah, it's just a little test. Gotta go help the wife with some things real quick, so I'll be back to it in a little bit. Now it's time to apply some shoe glue. You don't want to do all of it at once, because the ones here on the side, you're gonna have to tilt the body like this to keep it from running. So this is going to take about, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 applications. So the first application, I'm going to do this main wire right here. I'm going to do this spot, this one, and that one. And I'm probably going to let it dry overnight. I'll go ahead and knock this out, and I'll get back with you guys tomorrow.
I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, boy, you can't get in my crew. Me, XL and Hoover, way too fireball. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof.
Alright guys, it's currently the next day. The next section we want to focus on is these rear tails right here. I have 3 of them lined up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to push them back as far as I can go without popping them out. And then I'm going to just kind of glob the shoe glue in there just so that they stay put. And the reason why I'm pushing them back is because when I put my sticker back on the truck, I want the sticker to still be as flush as possible. And I'll probably use Dremel to grind them down just a little bit, but I don't want to have them sticking out so far that I hit this metal piece inside of the light bulb. I'm not exactly sure what the metal piece is called, but that's what creates the light. So I'm going to go ahead and push these back, and then I'm going to go ahead and shoe glue, let it sit a little bit longer. Might have to run to Home Depot to get some more shoe glue here today, but that's what we're going to do now. Let's get to it.
You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go.
Yeah, I got the juice, yeah, I got the juice. Big game cool, make them look like cool. Always play it cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing.
Alright, so next we're going to do the side lights. We have the body laying on its side. I'm going to go ahead and put the drywall tape on this one here and this one, and then I'm going to go ahead and shoe glue. You're going to want to repeat that process for the other side, and then we'll go ahead and move to the back and finish the last 2 lights. Alright guys, last 2 steps. We need to drywall tape and shoe glue these 2 LEDs, and then we need to solder our wires here so that we have 1 lead going to the receiver. I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. I think I'm going to solder first so that my shoe glue can dry overnight. If I have the body up on the side right now while I'm soldering, then the shoe glue is going to run. So I'm going to go ahead and solder, and then I'm going to do the shigu, let it dry overnight, and I'll show you the finished product tomorrow. Alright, last step. I'm going to grind these little lights down here. I don't know if you can see, but they're protruding from the body a little bit. Once I get them ground down, I'll put my stickers back on, and then we'll see what it looks like. Alright guys, check it out. Here's the finished product. Try to pan slowly.